victims are forced to improvise on this Thanksgiving holiday. Good evening, and we hope you're having a great Thanksgiving tonight. I'm Tonia Bendickson. Well, power outages from the ice storm have forced a lot of people out of their homes now for more than a week. And that puts a sort of different twist on the Thanksgiving holiday. News 4's Katie Eldridge has details.
Oh, turkey and sweet potatoes and gravy and pumpkin pie and all that stuff.
The traditional holiday feast can be hard to find.
We're out of turkey. I was definitely.
Most of the customers at Perkins tonight are here for the same reason.
Because we got no power.
It's been pretty rough.
It's not the Thanksgiving dinner the Landals are used to. Still, they're looking on the bright side.
We're just glad that there's a place to come to.
Shelters are another place where Thanksgiving was not overlooked.
It takes the efforts of everybody to make a Thanksgiving dinner for somebody that doesn't have a thing.
We just said, heck, we can do it, so we just went with it.
The Dorans kept their holiday plans without power by cooking on a grill for 20 friends and family.
You just have to roll with what you've got.
Here you are, ma'am, your turkey dinner.
Things really don't matter. Just get together, your family, and be glad wherever you're at.
People in Spokane who settled for a non-traditional Thanksgiving dinner don't seem to mind. Ice Storm 96 has already taught them what this holiday is about, being thankful for what you've got. In Spokane, Katie Eldridge, News 4.
Spokane shelters tonight serve Thanksgiving dinner to more than 100 people. The Red Cross says those shelters will remain open as long as they're needed during the blackouts. Well, most of us will certainly remember this holiday. If we have power, we are thankful for it. If we don't, we're praying for it. Tonight, about 14,000 homes and businesses throughout eastern Washington and North Idaho are still without electricity. 70 line crews worked through the holiday, taking time away from their families to clear branches and connect lines. Better weather conditions today did help crews make some progress. If you are a Washington Water Power customer and you still don't have power at your home, you're asked to call in Spokane 489-0500 or 489-6104. In Coeur d'Alene, call 1-800-227-9197. Ice Storm 96 has taken an especially heavy toll on the area surrounding Newman Lake. Power is out there and roads are blocked all over this rural portion of northeast Spokane County. Emergency service officials say last night's precipitation caused new problems.
Elevations that vary here make some areas where it'll be rain in some areas, it'll be freezing rain or snow in others, and that appears what's happened out there at Newman Lake. And so we're concerned about them. We're trying to get out there and make sure that those folks are being taken care of.
It's also especially tough to repair the power lines in the area around the lake. In a lot of places, they don't parallel the roads, and that makes it even tougher for crews to get equipment to problem spots. Well, Bob Day is standing by now with a look at our weather forecast and off ice storm victims. Authorities say the criminals are posing as representatives from Washington Water Power or the Red Cross, and they could call you and tell you your home is in danger and that you should leave for safety reasons. But officials say the callers are criminals trying to set you up so they can burglarize your home. The Better Business Bureau says a lot of local charities pop up right after a natural disaster when so many people need help. The BBB is offering a free charity guide for those who would like to help others out this holiday season.
Don't feel pressured into giving right now. A legitimate organization will be just as happy to receive your money next week as they are this moment. So that gives you time to get the information from us, or especially requesting it from them in writing.
Now, the BBB says if somebody calls asking for money, get the name and phone number so you can check them out before you give. They also say if you're going to donate, write them a check and be sure to make it out to the organization and not an individual. The city of Spokane is asking you to do your part to help the area recover from Ice Storm 96. Acting City Manager Bill Pupo says warmer temperatures will melt all the storm's ice and snow, and that could cause some minor flooding, so he's asking us to clear the storm drains on residential streets so the water doesn't back up. Pupo also says crews will be out this weekend picking up branches in the city.
Our emphasis Saturday and Sunday will be in the residential areas to work on the down debris that's hanging over the streets, and some in the alleyways where possible for our solid waste vehicles, but primarily on the streets so people can use the streets and school buses can get back into the residential areas for the students and so forth.
Pupo says the break in the weather is giving crews a chance to emphasize debris cleanup over snow removal. Well, more on the weather when we...
Spokane's nicest neighborhoods, power lines are still laying severed on the ground 9 days after the ice storm dumped them there.
It's been going on now since last Tuesday, off and on, and a little tired of the whole thing.
Kay and Gary Harms have been camping out in their own home using the fireplace for heat. When power came on briefly, they thought they might be able to cook a Thanksgiving turkey after all. Then about 6 a.m., the power went out again. Now they're headed to eat with relatives, as friends say, like refugees.
They feel like refugees, they said. They keep kind of going from, one house to another.
Of course, the Pilgrims were refugees, and in the spirit of Thanksgiving, thousands in this region have become pilgrims in search of warm showers and hot meals. And they try to be thankful for the firewood, and they try to be thankful for the cold, because after all, it is their ice box.
Everything outside that was our refrigerator. And hoping the raccoons were hibernating somewhere and did come and take it.
And they try to be thankful for the power crews still working 17 hours a day to fix the whole mess. But it isn't easy.
To go without those things that you're used to wears on your patience.
Yet these pilgrims, these refugees, were indeed thankful for those who did have power. It could have been a real turkey of a day in Spokane if it weren't for folks like Chris and Mike Carlson at the Coffee Pot Cafe, who kept their doors open for the holiday and served up a feast. And they've served every meal for free, no matter who showed up. Because this is one time in Spokane when you just can't put a price tag on a hot meal. In Hilliard, I'm Tom Grant for KREM 2 News.
We bought a 21-pounder.
When you need to feed an army a turkey dinner,
Doesn't look big enough.
you can never have too much food. And you can never have too much help. If a hand is not busy in the kitchen, that hand is still kept busy. The Durazo family of 12 always planned to spend Thanksgiving together, but they thought they'd do it at their own home.
Around 15 to 20 trees, or tops, have broken or snapped.
The Durazos lost power 10 days ago during Spokane's ice storm. Their house has stayed dark ever since.
We have a place to eat, so, and a place to stay, so I can't complain about that.
That place is the home of their good friend Peggy Garcia. She's opened her small home to the large family a week and a half ago, and she even put up a couple other friends without power.
Never had this many people at one time. So it's kind of been, it's been kind of like a camping out. I find myself stepping on a few hands and feet.
At last count, 15 people from 4 different families will squeeze around the table here for Thanksgiving dinner. The motto here seems to be the more the merrier, if only they could find enough place settings.
Small, and we don't even have enough place.
It may be small in space, but the Durazos say they still have a lot to be thankful for. They have a warm place to stay, a hot meal in the oven, they have each other, and they have good friends.
I'm really grateful for my best friend Peggy, because she really did take us in.
But boy, will they be thankful when the power comes back on. Tricia Manning-Smith, KREM 2 News.
Some of the sights and sounds of Thanksgiving '96. Coming up next on KREM 2 News, melting
down trees off the power lines.
Well, roll on you if there's tension on the lines where it's going to slap up and hit you. You don't want to be on the downside of the log if it's going to roll.
Trees still block parts of the roadway here. That's why Kathy Monk is without power, but she has a fire going in the wood stove. Potatoes boiling in the pot and gravy in the pan.
We're going to have Thanksgiving. So we're going to have cherry instead of cherry pie. We're going to have the cherries with the whipped cream. So we're going to make it.
Kathy's husband is bringing a smoked turkey home for the rest of the meal. Scott Lund is bringing this generator to his brother, who's still without power.
He's got his car sitting down here. It's been sitting down there for a couple of days and trying to get him out. So he's without power. His well went out this morning. So it's kind of a world of hurt, but get him up there.
A world of hurt is the way to describe the landscape in these woods. Gary Derigal, Q6 News Extra.
Does you have power to cook that Thanksgiving?
Some